Welcome back to Uncorked with Shannon.
And Tara.
Today we're going to talk about The Bachelorette.
This is episode 3 now. Mm-hmm. Yes. So episode 3, and it's all starting to hit the fan.
Yeah, it was an emotional wreck, roller coaster. I felt like I needed therapy after this episode.
This therapy, I feel like this episode.
You're just saying that because you felt like you needed it.
Like it. It was just the biggest train wreck of a Bachelorette episode I've ever seen. It's gone so off the rails at this point.
Yeah.
That, the whole episode, I just, kept going,
yeah.
I just couldn't help myself.
Kept pouring the wine. I was like, this is getting so
and I thought episode 2 was really awkward. This episode was worse.
It was all sorts of messed up.
I hope they have therapists on hand for these people to talk to, because they're gonna need it after, the traumatizing time that Claire has put them through. These poor guys.
I agree.
So I did feel for her the first part of the episode, because we entered into the end of the rose ceremony, and this is when Yosef completely loses his mind.
Yeah.
And he pulls her aside, hey, I want to talk to you. He was excited to talk to her, and she was like, oh, a man, which is all she wants, to pull her aside because he wants to have a conversation with her. That's all she's wanted this whole time.
Yeah.
And Yosef does that, and then drags her character through the mud for 20 minutes.
Which, to be dragged through the mud for 20 minutes and for her not to say something, she is a better woman than I am at that moment, because I would have lost it. And, we only saw a couple minutes, but she was like, I've listened to you for 20 minutes, and then I saw on, other sources that it was 20 minutes.
Or maybe longer.
Yeah.
For 20 minutes, and we only saw 3 minutes.
Yeah, and when she said, I've been talking to you for 20 minutes, you put up with this asshole for 20 minutes? Are you kidding?
As soon as he said you're classless, I would have been like, okay, I'll show you classless and you can leave.
Yes. Oh, but I felt like that wasn't even the worst part of his little speech.
Ashamed to be associated with you? You're not a role model to my daughter? You don't deserve to be the mother to my daughter? And then she had to repeat, her famous line,
oh my gosh,
I would never want a man like you to be the father of my children. Again. She had to say it again.
Yeah.
And there have been so many women coming forward and saying that they've talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
And, that he's just awful.
Yeah.
Awful. There was recently this woman on TikTok.
Oh, I did hear about that.
So she went on, he went to see her because they live in different states, and they had, a weekend, and she said it was awkward, and then he was, messaging another woman after that weekend.
I think he was sexting her.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, dude?
Excuse me, sir. I think that's classless. And do you know what's even more classless? That he was like, I gave up a lot. Okay, everyone gave up a lot to be here, but then when this woman tells you that she understands and her mom is dying, he's like, excuse me, I was talking. I would have lost it there, because that already shows that you're not supportive at all. So I don't want a man who's not supportive.
And, okay, no offense, but, everybody's given up a lot to be here, and nobody asked you to.
Yes, no one asked him to.
You signed up, sir. So if you don't like it and you're done giving so much up for the show, bye.
Yeah, see ya. There's plenty of time where he could have just left. But I'm kind of done talking about this jerk.
Oh my god, dude. Just can't believe there are men like that.
Yeah, it's
in this world.
disgusting.
Ew. So she sent 3 other people home. It was pretty much a quiet rose ceremony after that. She couldn't really talk to anybody after that. Oh, well, Dale came in and with her knight in shining armor after that whole blow up, but so points for Dale. Good job. But the rest of the rose ceremony, she was like, I can't talk to anybody. I'm so upset. She cut 3 more people, and then the day ended, and that was that. So I felt bad for her.
I did, but also at the same time, like, why let him ruin your whole night? Like, I probably would have been like, guys, I need to take, like, 20 minutes to, like, regroup and then come back and, like, hang out because I'm not going to let that jerk ruin my night.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah, and he got what he wanted.
Got it. Yeah, so.
Also, a tip for you guys, do not drink every time this woman says Dale because you will have to go get your stomach pumped.
Dale.
I think it was like 42
Dale.
times.
And well, the next morning, they go to her, they're shooting her in her room preparing for this group date, and she's literally just like, I'm writing in my journal, and I just want to write Dale and Claire. And I'm like, girl.
That's like not even middle school, that's like elementary school.
Yes.
Even Chris Harrison said, she reminded me of a schoolgirl.
Yeah. And then one of the previous bachelorettes came and said, like, sometimes you just know. You know when it's the right thing. You know when you meet your husband. And she's like, that's how I feel with Dale. I don't know what she does the whole day, but she misses the day portion of the group date.
She's talking to her, I guess.
I guess. These guys were waiting for 4 hours. 4 hours. They have way more patience than I would.
Yeah, because that's just, you're wasting someone else's time. Like, I understand they're all in a resort. Like, that's all they're supposed to be there for. But, like, if I'm waiting around for 4 hours, that just shows that you don't care about my time.
I'm going to go to the pool.
That's what I was thinking, too. I've been like, all right, when she shows up, I'll put on real close.
I mean, it's not like you're going anywhere, so what? Oh, why do I care what I look like? But yeah, so she skips the day portion, and the guys are like, okay. And then they have a long cocktail party, which is basically a date with Dale, and everyone else watches. Because she takes Dale into her room at the hotel, and then proceeds to, like, cuddle and make out with him for, like, the rest of the night. And the guys have to, like, interrupt her. And she's like, can we just rush the rest along?
This is your job. You're actually getting paid to do this. Like, I understand the whole point is to find love, but you're not even putting yourself out there for the other guys.
No. You're just Dale. So the guys are pissed. Dale gets the group rose.
Every right to be pissed.
Yes. Again, I would be at the pool at this point. Like, you want to make out with him? Fine. I'm going to be in the pool.
Yeah.
Come get me when you want to talk to me.
She went like that.
Fine. Then she had the awkward one-on-one with Zach.
This, I feel like, do you feel like it's going to be controversial? Because we've talked about it a little bit.
Yes and no.
And I really haven't seen a lot of, like, press about this.
No. So, I read something, and, like, yes, he was in the wrong, but it wasn't intentional. It was just a huge miscommunication. But you should never put your hands on a woman the way he did, especially after she said no.
But she has talked about wanting a man to take control, that I think he was definitely out of his comfort zone. He didn't pull back. I re-watched it, which just, like, makes me mad because that was the whole point of this argument.
He just sat there. Like, he looked like he fell asleep for a second.
Yeah.
Which he probably did because she probably talked about Dale.
Probably. Did you say anything about me? But I do feel bad for him, and I don't want him getting a bad rep because he literally just wanted to show that no, I am interested in you. There was miscommunication, and I think he was trying to take control. Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like if that was me, I wouldn't be, like, reacting that way. But also, I feel like there's stuff that we probably don't know.
Yeah.
And if someone is abused in a relationship, I could totally see them being like,
and that's what she said, because I think she has said she's been in an abusive relationship in the past.
I think she said emotionally abused.
Yeah,
but
still.
Yeah.
And so it just, you should never, like, physically force someone, like, even if you're trying to stop them, like, use your words.
True.
So
Agreed.
I think it was just, like, he panicked, honestly.
Yeah, he definitely did not do it.
Yeah.
In, like, an intentionally aggressive way.
But it just came off. And it was just awkward. Such an awkward situation. And, like, it wasn't good for anybody. She didn't even want to see him. She sent Chris Harrison to send this dude home.
Which I feel like it definitely came from her abusive relationship in the past, because if she can't even face him, there's demons on Claire's side that I guess she needs to work through. Or sometimes it's a trigger and you can't help it. So I did kind of think at the time that was kind of like childish that she's not going. But if someone is very triggered and does not feel comfortable, then, you know, maybe that was for the best that he asked him to leave.
I also heard that for contestants going on a one-on-one date, the producers already know if you're going to send them home or not.
Oh.
Like, they already make up their mind before the date even goes. I mean, unless something, like, drastic happens on the date to change their mind. I heard that the Bachelor or Bachelorette is like, yeah, I'll go on a date, but I'm not keeping them around.
That's interesting.
So it was kind of like Zach was doomed from the start, because Claire's in love with Dale.
All the men are doomed right now.
So that brings us to the roast group date, which is the worst date idea I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think they did one in the past and roasted a Bachelorette, and she left crying.
Why would you roast anyone? Like, that's just a recipe for disaster. No. But, of course, Dale wasn't on this group date, so everyone on this group date took their turn to take a stab at Dale.
He was in the audience.
He was in the audience, but everyone's comedy set was about Dale. Especially Bennett, who went hard.
Very hard.
I love Bennett.
I love him, too. When he walked out of the limo, I was like, this guy is too extra. Yeah. He needs to go home. And now I'm like, he knows he's extra, and he owns it, and I love it. So, props to you.
Taps for Bennett. Because it's awesome. I love at the end of every episode, he's like, it's face mask time. Pretty much.
Love that. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Self-care, dude. Self-care.
Face mask party every night.
But, yeah, Claire got upset that everybody took shots at Dale. She was like, everybody's roasting my fiance or whatever, and it's just, like, so upset. And then in the group, like, in the, like, date afterwards, like, their evening time, she asked everybody about Dale. Like, has he said anything about me? Like, literally, any one-on-one time she had with any of the other guys, she asked about Dale. And this was where it was just, like, 10 straight minutes of, Dale. And you're just like, I just was like, okay,
No, it was way too much. And even Bennett goes, you know, we already talked about Dale a lot. I want to talk about us and get to know you better. And she didn't like that.
No, she just wants to talk about Dale.
But I thought that was such a mature thing to say, because he didn't seem angry about it. He was just like, hey, you know, like, we already talked about him. Like, let's actually do what we're supposed to be doing.
But Claire doesn't want that.
No.
And then she gave herself the group date rose because she didn't get what she wanted from them that night. Girl.
Which pissed off the producers, pissed off the men. I think this is the moment where the producer's like, we have a problem. She's only showing attention to this one guy. She had the audacity to give herself the rose. And then just called Dale, her fiance. He is not your fiance.
Yet. At this point.
But we don't even know if he would say, like, if he would get down on one knee. Because, like, it takes two people to have that decision.
Yeah. And right now, we don't see the reciprocity from Dale. Like, is he even... like, he's obviously interested, but, like, you were, like, Dale. Is he also, like, Claire? Like, I know all the guys are Claire.
For cameras, it's like sometimes you don't know if they're being real.
True, but like, how do you know Dale's being real?
Yeah, like I feel like the producers did not show everything. Like there has to be more than the story than him like just walking out the limo and her being like, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah, I mean, he's been an express catalog, so like he's just like a walking model at this point. Like he said nice things to her, but like nothing like earth-shattering to me that warrants this like Dale obsession.
Oh my gosh. The Dale obsession took even extra spin when she had his pants.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot. She smelled them.
And smelled them. Like, put them on top of her, and I was like...
I don't think I've done that with
No,
false
I have never even thought about that. That's just... That shows you're crazy a little bit. We already talked about it. Sometimes you gotta hide that crazy a little bit. That's too much crazy.
Just a little crazy.
Oh my god, I was just like, she did not when she threw it on top of her.
Pants.
And even the Bachelorette was like, oh. And she was like, oh, I guess his name is Dale. Because she said Dale 5 times, but that's
she
how...
was probably like, girl, get me out of here. Blink, Chris Harrison, save me. But that just brings us to Tayshia, please come save us.
Oh my god, please. We are so excited for Tayshia. Just...
Please let this be a swift ending this week.
Things
Please.
have to get better from here. It's only up. Like... Of course this has happened in 2020.
I mean, 2020 has been, like, the most stressful year for everyone, and, like, The Bachelorette does not need to be this stressful.
No.
Like, I just want, like, a cut and dry, like, girl meets men, girl goes on dates with men to see if she likes any of them. She likes a couple, and then
Finds
she reaches one
yes.
at the end, and they get married, and they fall in love, and it's wonderful.
We just want a traditional season.
I don't need the most dramatic season ever. That's happening outside my house in 2020. I'm good. I need something like out of a fairy tale.
Yes.
Not this.
We need that so bad in 2020. Please.
Tayshia. I just hope you have like a small bit of sanity and like...
I mean, I feel like seeing her in Colton season, I think she does.
She's so, like, she appears to be, like, down to earth. She liked John Paul Jones, and I thought he was hysterical.
I didn't find the attraction, though. I was like, oh, he's a nice, goofy guy, but I'm like, where is it?
I
don't
wasn't
understand.
attracted to him, but I liked his personality. Because he just seemed very real. And he's from here.
Well, I like that he's from here, but I also felt like he was a little dopey. And, like... I feel like he was playing into the cameras a little bit, where I'm like, I feel like you're definitely more intelligent than what you're portraying.
I'm sure. But they're all playing a role to some extent.
Sure.
I mean, to some extent. But I just... Please, Tayshia.
I really need a good season now. And then it'll be Matt James. And so excited.
I think this week... Our Thursday episode this week, I think this is the last we'll see of Clare.
I'm so fine with that. So fine. We entered this season with, like...
high hopes.
Yes.
And for maturity and growth and resiliency and everything. Strength. And we have...
hurt strength a couple times.
What we have is a dumpster fire instead.
Agreed. And 2020 is already that, so...
Tayshia,
please get off our television.
save us all. No pressure. Anyway, share your thoughts on how you think this season's going. Predictions for Tayshia.
Ooh, yes, we love predictions.
Yes. And for what's to come, because... I don't know. I heard a rumor today that Bennett makes it kind of far. I would love it.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
I would be so excited if Bennett's like at the end.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
You know what? I hope he like proposes with a face mask on or something.
I would say yes.
Do it. Do it. I got you a magic one. I don't know.
I think that's perfect.
She'd like it.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time for our recap.
Cheers.
Cheers.